Good evening, class. My name is Alicia Blanding, and this is my informative speech. The two people of choice that I chose for you all to bring informative information will be Larry Bird and Magic Johnson, the two most exciting people in the league during the 80s. This is just my two choices of people who I love during this era. Come on. How many of you all have not heard of Magic Johnson and Larry Bird, the most highly acclaimed rivalries in the NBA? Larry Bird and Magic Johnson, two of the most profound players in the NBA. I don't know about you all, but I love the game of basketball. First of all, I chose these players, and I'm pretty sure that some of you all out there may have chose someone else. Let's start with what made them great in my eyes. Both of them were both profound role models, both on and off the court. My main point was both Larry Bird and Magic Johnson were both the great role models. Like I said before, on and off the court, they led their teams to both back-to-back championships. Since 1984, Stern's first year in the league, Howard Stern, he's the commissioner of the National Basketball Association. Um, Great gentleman. He's good in bringing the energy to the NBA league, putting teams together, double duos together, um, such as Irving and Magic Johnson. Um, Irving, Magic Johnson, and Larry Bird, they were centers in the league. They were big, they were long, they were slinky, they knew how to maneuver and get to the basket. They not only redefined the game in both television to viewers during this era, but unwittingly shouldering the country's racial baggage as well. Um, but by the time they were done, the game was transformed completely. Um, they brought so much a different dynamic to the game of basketball. They bridged gaps of both the old era and the new era of basketball in this country. Their impact on the league was inspirable. Um, Both pro basketball over the country in the spotlight of the 3 decades ago. From 1950 um, to 1980, the NBA had transferred from all whites to the majority blacks. From the steadfast, solid half-court game to one played in the full court, transitional basketball. On the run and above the rim, they were hooping it up. Who can't love the game of basketball? White superstars who could play. They had their own style, such as Jerry West, John Hasselvix, Pete Maravich were short supplies. Just a little background about Irvin Magic Johnson. He grew up on the outside of Detroit, Michigan, one of 7 children. His family had moved from the South in the 1950s to look for jobs in the auto plant industry. Johnson's father worked at the assembly line as an assembly line worker at night shift at General Motors. To bring some extra cash, he started to transform, or he brought about his own side business, trash side business, where he would collect trash just to bring in extra cash for the family. At high school, Johnson was bushed to the majority of white high school. That's his exact words. Um, well, racial tension ran rapid during this time. Blacks and whites simply did not associate except to fight. But Johnson's easygoing demeanor and his basketball skill made him so much of a bridge that the principal often asked him to play as a peacemaker due to his size. Though Johnson could have taken his pick to go to any college across the country with any scholarship that he had during that decade, he chose to stay at home at his hometown and played at the University of Michigan State. Larry Bird, some individual who grew up less than 400 miles away in tiny rural French Lick, Indiana. He was one of 6 kids in a poor family that was lower down the economic scale than Johnson's. Bird's mother worked as a waitress and a cook. His father, a Korean War veteran, took odd jobs but was often out of work. At times, when he did have a job, he went on to the bar and he drank up most of the family's income, with the majority of his paycheck. So, one thing that brought these two together, I would say both on and off the court, is their love for the game. I've played basketball. I don't know if you all out there have played basketball, but it's a very exciting sport. In these days and times versus the 80s, they make so much more money financially than they did back then. In conclusion, significantly, uh, Larry Bird and Magic Johnson only had the same passion, that was the love of basketball. They show great passion both on the court and off the court. They were role models. They had a lot of foundations, even until this day. You see a lot of them. They're spectators. They're broadcast medias, for the headlines in the National Basketball Association even today. They both entered the league with passion. They played their best season after season after season. Um, Even until now, they're still influential in the sport and still spoke about and sought out, and compared even to, of course, you all may know Michael Jordan, who had someone to look up to. These guys being Larry Bird and Michael and Magic Johnson. Thank you.